Now, I had plenty to say at this time last night on my own program about the long-bow press conference led by the Prime Minister on Saturday. It was gobsmacking. To use touring NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal to promote the Indigenous voice to the Parliament was just the weirdest of tactics. And the only connection I can think of, to be crude, is that this was a black American backing black Australia. Really? Is it all about colour, is it? I think that's incredibly puerile. Shaq is not a First Nations Australian. He's not even a First Nations American. And what would he know about the unique challenges facing Indigenous Australians, the failed history of well-funded Indigenous agencies and commissions, and what would he know about what's going on in remote communities? Not much at all. Although the problem was his cameo at this flimsy press conference was so brief, no one had the chance to find out. He came, he mumbled, and he walked.
Congratulations, guys, and everyone knows Shaq loves Australia.
I think he said, "I love Australia." If that is selling the voice to Parliament, he's not a very good salesman. He wasn't a very good selection. How does that help the referendum? And how appropriate is it for a global gambling ambassador to be connected with a campaign aimed at lifting a disadvantaged community out of poverty, out of addiction, and out of ill health? It is just a bizarre collaboration. Albo tried to explain that it was part of some broader strategy to engage younger Australians in the debate.
We want to engage with people who can connect with young people in particular, but with all sections of our society. Shaq has that record of, particularly when it comes to bringing people together of different backgrounds, which is consistent with our approach to a constitutionally recognised voice to Parliament.
I call rubbish. Rubbish. And I'll tell you why it's rubbish. He later admitted that it was Shaq who contacted the PM's office. The PM didn't contact Shaq. So the so-called strategy was really Shaq's, not the government's. And look, Shaq is going on 51. He hasn't been on a competitive court for 11 years. He's no Justin Bieber, but he's now commissioned to do more than his ridiculous cameo on Saturday. He's agreed to do some videos and to have a chat about the importance of bringing people together. Well, I pity the copywriter who's writing the campaign because the connection to this is tenuous. And the voice has not and will not bring people together. At this stage, because we have very little detail, it looks to be some kind of apologetic symbol, which I think will divide the nation. But the presser looked like a very opportunistic and amateur publicity stunt, and it's even united Senators Jacinta Price and Lydia Thorpe. Now, there's an unlikely joint ticket on this subject. Both have slammed the involvement of Shaq, with Price writing on Facebook that it shows how clueless and out of touch the government is. While Thorpe hit Twitter to say she thought a black man coming to our country would be more respectful to First Nations people than interfering in what is a controversial topic dividing our people. And she repeated that criticism on radio.
It's an insult to blackfellas in this country, let alone the rest of the country. I mean, you know, he's coming in and commenting on our politics in our own country, which he knows nothing about.
Isn't it a great change to hear from Lydia Thorpe when she's not screaming? Anyway, even Lydia says the voice is dividing the nation. Her words, not mine. And that is the inevitable result of giving one minority group some special constitutional role in the nation's future plans. It divides people. And at the press club today, the Prime Minister was expecting to cop some heat over Shaq, over the voice in the press conference.
I was expecting basketball questions today.
And he was right to expect questions on Saturday's farce. He would have been preparing for them. But the press gallery, strangely, didn't go anywhere near it. I wonder why. You see, even after 100 long days, he's still getting a rails run from the mainstream media. This must be the longest honeymoon in marital history.